Who is Bart Henson? I've never
Well,
heard of Bart Henson. You said you learned a lot from Bart Henson. So I'm excited to learn about this guy. Who is this guy? How did he help you? And how did he change your
I've never
life?
met him. I've never met him in person. But I would say he's been my number one poker teacher. Like I've learned the most from him of anyone in the world. And literally, he's just like he makes YouTube videos. He's this guy. He lives in LA, I think, maybe Texas now actually. But yeah, he just makes YouTube videos, but they're really good. His YouTube channel is CrushLive Poker. And whenever I coach someone, like if someone's wanting live poker coaching, which is another one of the side things I do now, the first thing I say is before we even start talking, go on CrushLive Poker on YouTube and watch everything he's ever made. Because honestly, like the value he gives out for free is insane. He'll get like a caller on and someone will call and tell him their hand. It'll be obviously a live player that's played in a live setting and they're not sure what they did right or wrong in a hand. And this guy's got like years of experience. He's played professionally for probably 15 to 20 years now, around like LA kind of scene. He was grinding like 5'10" and that kind of thing. And he's just really, really good at like live exploits, knowing player types, adjusting against them, and all these like really valuable skills that you're going to struggle to learn from books. This guy is just from like reference experience and repetition and just over and over and over again. He just knows these things like, and it's got to the point now where I've played a lot of live poker and I've adopted a very similar style, I think, of play. And when I watch these videos and the person's asking him the question, I already know what he's going to say and I would agree with it. So I've when you were saying like, who's your biggest like influence in poker, that's definitely him. And we've talked briefly a few times on Instagram or whatever, but I've never met him. And I'm hoping I do when I get to Texas, maybe. But yeah, like great value. I would recommend everyone watching this. If you're into poker, check out CrushLive Poker. If you haven't, on YouTube, watch all the videos. Amazing value. And it's free.
Great. Does he have a program? Does he have like live, any paid programs, or does he provide coaching, like paid?
Yes.
Paid
I think he has like a CrushLive Poker, like training site where it's like a monthly subscription or whatever, and you get premium content or something. But honestly, the YouTube channel is great too.
Have you seen the premium content?
No, this is actually something else I wanted to touch on. I paid for one training course ever. And I didn't actually like it very much. It actually hindered my game a little bit because it was Upswing. It was like an Upswing cash course. And this is when I was in that period where I was talking about where I was working full time and then I was playing after. This is the kind of time I was like, okay, let's get the theory down. Let's like do an online course and get better as well and theoretically better. And I started studying it, and it was, so Doug Polk is the head of Upswing. I don't know if you know that. And yes. So the style of it is very like, okay, you need to be like very GTO balanced. If you're balanced, you can't be exploited and all of this stuff, right? And I was taking all these things he was teaching me about like, okay, you need to have like, you know, minimum defense frequency and all of this stuff. Like you need to call with a certain percentage of your hands on the river based on what size of the pot they bet and all of this kind of thing. Yeah. So I'm finding calls, and what ended up happening is I was playing a live 1-1 game where no one's ever bluffing.
Yeah.
And I was just calling all the time because I was like, okay, minimum defense frequency, I need to call. And I was just paying everyone off. And then I was bluffing like a correct amount myself, and they were just calling all the time because they were stations. So my win rate from where I'd intuitively worked out what to do was much higher than when I'd studied and started implementing what was actual like correct strategy. And then it was at that point I kind of realized, okay, like if I'm now playing correct and I'm winning less than I was before, and I didn't even know what I was doing, like what's that about? So that's when I started being like, okay, maybe this exploitative stuff is going to be more useful for live poker. And from that point, that's when I found like Bart Henson and CrushLive Poker, and started going more.
So the reason why there's a mismatch there is because in what they teach you in most of the courses is the GTO strategy, whereas in live poker, and which is more tailored for the online scene. So
exactly right.
In the online games,
good players, and
it's
not about how bad players.
If you're playing on PokerStars or any of these websites, then you need to follow that GTO strategy. But if you're playing live, then you can deviate from the strategy as you see fit. But having the strategy and knowing the strategy has a lot of value, because when you'll start playing against tougher opponents, you will understand why they are doing certain things and how you can exploit them if you understand GTO. So that's
Yeah, for
that's why
sure.
it is. But again, I would say poker is a very, very complicated game. There is many teachers, there is many different styles of teaching. There are some guys that are tight. There are some guys that are absolutely loose aggressive. There are some players that at different points of their career will play different styles and then teach that style. So I would definitely implore you to look for more teachers and pay for the premium content and then consume that. The best poker players that I know got really good at the game within 1 year of studying the premium content. And also, obviously, the second thing is the volume. When they put in the volume and they get coaching from some proper guy, that's how they get good.